Solid Snake versus Liquid Snake and Liquid Ocelot and Revolver Ocelot.
Enough! Stop this pointless fighting! This is no war!
Well, if it isn't a liquid. What do you want?
Rise and shine, Snake. Look, the war is over.
Why? You could have stopped us.
Stopped you? Why would I want to do that? This is just as I'd hoped things would end. Back before Father's time, before Zero gave birth to the Patriots, the US, China, and the Soviet Union formed a secret pact.
Yeah, we know that.
The organization they created was called the Philosophers. Through 2 world wars, it spread its roots and extended its reach. After that, the Philosophers splintered, and factions began to squabble over the fortune they'd amassed. They called it the Philosopher's Legacy, a massive cache of funds that would later provide the foundation for Zero's Patriots. Zero sought to use his riches to achieve world domination. Our father, Big Boss, sought to free himself from that chokehold. His dream was to create an army of free citizens, one that answered to no government. Outer heaven. But he failed because of you. 9 years ago, I tried to free us from the control of our genes. 4 years later, our dear brother Solidus sought to free us from the control of the Patriots' means. All of it, was nothing more than a process of trial and error, the end result of which is Outer Haven. To be free from Sons of the Patriots, the ultimate form of external control imposed on the Patriot soldiers. Free from Foxdie. Free from the system. Free from ID control. Our minds free from their prisons. That is the haven I've yearned for. This is it, brother. Our final moment. The battle has ended, but we are not yet free. The war is over, but we still have a score to settle.
Snake, did you like my sunglasses?
Show me what you've got, Snake!
amazed he can still do that. Must have something to do with all those syringes that he put in. Well, you definitely broke him. Wow, broken finger.
Liquid!
Now it's time to do it. Okay. That was good. Maybe I'm getting in the zone. Did you see that one?
Take this! Take this! Take this!
Oh, I got it. Okay, so what? That. Oh god, Liquid Ocelot's still in there. Ugh.
With darkness and silence, what a thrill. I'm searching and I'm melting. What a fear in my heart. But you're so sweet. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. My time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still on a dream, snake eater. Someday you go behind the someday you'll feed on a tree frog. So make the trial to survive for the day we see new life. Give my life, not for honor, but for you. My time, there'll be no one
It's not over yet.
I'm not even controlling him anymore. I don't know how you're supposed to fight like that. There it goes, the final punch. I didn't go down, bastard. There's not even any health bars anymore. I don't know what the hell we're fighting. I don't know what the hell we're fighting. Oh wait, I gotta throw you off the edge. That's probably it. Ah, come on, the edge is so far away. We Nope, not even that one's good. Liquid, you gotta accept your own failure. It's over, Liquid. Over.
This is only the beginning, Snake. America will descend into chaos. It'll be the Wild West All over again.
Sounds like fun.
No order.
Who didn't like the Wild West?
Fire will spread across the world. The people will fight. And through battle, they will know the fullness of life.
Are you serious? People can live full lives without combat.
Our Father's will is out in heaven. Is complete. Somewhere out there, I know he's laughing. We are beasts created by man. Unless the light is put out, the shadows cannot be erased. So long as there is light, erasing shadows will do no good. I am Liquid's doppelganger, and you are his. Just like your father. You're pretty good.
You're pretty good. Pretty good.
Ocelot, come on, retake the mind. By blunt force trauma. Otacon, get me out of here.
Sonny's program destroyed JD's brain, but left the brainstem intact. She analyzed Naomi's black box and separated the Patriots' control system from the vital lifelines of society. Water, air, electricity, food, medicine, communication, transportation. She cut off the Patriots' control while preserving modern civilization. Maybe it was her way of avenging Olga, her mother. Or
Sonny.
maybe she wanted to shape the future into her own ideal image.
Decisive little girl.
Or maybe it was just one big defragmentation. Fox alive. The AI is truly a living thing. The Patriots' reign has crumbled away. And still, our civilization, a civilization that has thrived on war since the dawn of time, lives on.
I wonder who's gonna claim outer
I
heaven.
wonder if we did the right thing. Naomi. What did we lose? What did we save?
Otacon, you're gonna drive yourself crazy if you ask the what ifs. Just count it as a win. And go on with your life.
Finally. It's finally over. Liquid Snake has been killed forever, leaving Solid Snake without an archenemy and me with another person to score up. Gameplay. Since Solid Snake has been through the microwave hallway trap before the AI JD had to be faced with an Otacon virus, essentially his weapons and stealth suit have been reduced to slag and his skin has been burnt off, and now that Liquid Snake's plan are ruined from Naomi's meddling hands, the only thing left is to watch the whole thing burn out. Then give his monologue to his arch enemy, who somehow ended on top of Outer Haven with him, then get another crack at a fist fight between the two just like in Metal Gear Solid when they were facing on top of the ruined Metal Gear Rex. Now without any weapons, Kojima had his team program this fight exactly like their fight in MGS1, giving them some fancy punch combos and dodges without really evolving past that. There are pre-baked cutaway punches that put some panache into the combat for both sides, and it ends up feeling organic because this is the only time in the series where such things have been indulged to this degree. However, while this has the same feel as MGS1, it's not going to be that simple, although you do get the pre-fight checkpoint, so that hasn't changed. What I am getting at though is that Liquid Ocelot isn't a slouch with Solid Snake really being the one at the disadvantage with no skin, little strength, and even his fucking muscles have been ripped. However, I think the fight's mechanics make up for this with Liquid Ocelot having the more powerful punches, but again, everything's straight, fair, and almost sportsmanlike in a battle to the death. Something honorable and respectable. Even the cutscening in this fight is incredibly real, with there being no cutoff between gameplay and that, along with how short they are, it all comes together in a way I'll give 9 1/3 Triforces. Story. This is the final act, the last showdown, and the defining moment for these two combat-weary men. At this point in the canon, Solid Snake has begun to suffer the worst of his advanced aging. Being Big Boss's clones means that will happen, along with his Fox die vaccine threatening to become an unstoppable plague upon his death, and he's probably in his late 60s, early 70s, physically being repeatedly hospitalized for suffering battlefield injuries, living the life of the personification of war for the last 20-odd years. Revolver Ocelot has almost been doing the same thing, being a gun for hire for most of his life for Colonel Vol'jin, Big Boss, and Liquid Snake, wherever he can get his guns to work for a cause he personally believes in. Always working in the background and being one of the most underhanded of special operators, he's also looking to be at the end of his prime, working for almost a decade or two beyond Solid Snake's impressive resume. And then there's Liquid Snake, who's been living the life of revenge against his better-made brother for almost the same amount of time that Solid Snake's been a legendary soldier. Probably a little less, and with his consciousness being grafted onto Revolver Ocelot, he's been given a second chance to finally prove himself while his final plan is crumbling around him. Outer Haven is being invaded by the military, and the AIs have been disconnected and no longer able to cause a threat, with JD, the military AI, being put to ruin, meaning Guns of the Patriots has no power. This fight is huge for not only this game, but for the canon as a whole, because it's coalescing a lot of major plot points into just this one moment. Two men at the end of their games have put everything on the line and wish this to be their final confrontation. Whoever wins this will be able to go on with the other falling and going under with Outer Haven. An honorable duel that'll choose the ultimate victor and finally answer the question, who's the better Snake? A good question to ask as I give this category a perfect 10 Triforce score. Fun. The player knew this fight was coming ever since Naomi put the screws to JD by altering Otacon's virus to better put the world at peace, severing JD in its entirety from the other AIs while also leaving them intact in order to remain in control of the better aspects of life besides war. Economy, culture, and technology are kept safe while Solid Snake in his incredibly weakened state has to take on the three people inhabiting Liquid Ocelot. Liquid Snake, Liquid Ocelot, and Revolver Ocelot. Now this fight takes the concept of the Liquid Snake punch-up from Metal Gear Solid and overclocks it full of nostalgia, pulling in bombastic soundtracks from past games to underline how serious this is going down, and then there's the visceral way that this fight is going. Every punch is heavy, you feel every blow, whether towards or away from you, every smack to the pillar, every throw to the floor, and every punch to the face has an impact. And on that note, Kojima tried to flood this fight with cutscene pictures of previous battles in order to better make the point, but the damn pictures are so grainy that you really can't tell what they are, and that's just confusing. This is a major moment that Kojima threw a lot of money at, and it mostly pays off because he picked the right tracks, gave the right number of stages in the fight, and shored up the difficulty well with responsive mechanics and rewarded counter blows. Cutscene attacks are used to a phenomenal degree and could be used as a tutoring piece to teach other games, and then the final stage is one that just blows it out of the park, throwing away all mechanics to just show off a fantastic endgame punch sequence that just flattens Liquid Snake onto the deck of Outer Haven. The final victory goes to Solid Snake, and a score of 10 Triforces goes to him again. This fight was the final climax for the Solid Snake portion of the Metal Gear franchise canon and what has held the series together since the beginning, but with him being killed off, Kojima is exploring the story of the other leading man, Big Boss, in his own part of the canon. But for now, we still have to finish off the rivalry between Liquid and Solid Snake. It's put all on the line here and now in this honorable duel between decades-old soldiers who've seen countless conflicts from every side, both living the true definition of a soldier. Solid Snake definitely has the disadvantage here with being freshly microwaved and about 70 years old due to advanced aging, but he's still a well-trained fighter, being able to keep up with his arch-enemy in this realistic fight being the one thing that Kojima successfully aged from MGS1, because the first Liquid Snake fight was actually pretty pitiful. This is how you do a final boss. You funnel in everything you've got into the final battle. Catharsis, nostalgia, plot finishers, and great mechanics. This is the one place where you want to show where you spent the money. And it's such a damn shame that more often than not, it seems like games fuck up their final bosses, rather than make them the memorable part of the game, rather than just being unfair or boring, or both. The final score of 29 1/3 out of 30 shows that this fight is near perfect and will hopefully teach future designers how to do a final boss to not be the one thing that stinks up the room, and the moral of the story is don't mess with Solid Snake. Well, the last thing to do is to review the game itself, Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, and see how it did as the shell that surrounded all of these boss fights. Well, you'll be able to, if you stick around to the final part. Here's your victory for gamers, and I hope to see you there.